Hello, Daniel Yuck here. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate you. In today's video, I want to dive into a review and I want to share with you all volume 2 of the Tattoo Journal Lining Exercise series. For those who are not familiar, I am working on still as well a series of lining exercise workbooks, and it started off with the Tattoo Journal Volume 1, which is basic lining exercises. Volume 2 is going to be more advanced lining exercises, and then Volume 3, stay tuned for more details on that. I want to share with you what the Tattoo Journal Workbook series has to offer. Should you have any questions at any point throughout this video, I'm going to encourage you to drop a comment down below. I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as this YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I would truly appreciate the support over there as well. If you enjoy my channel and find my content helpful, consider becoming a Patreon or sending over a super thanks, as I would greatly appreciate your support. With that being said, let's dive straight on into this. Here we have Volume 2. For those who are not familiar, this is what Volume 1 looks like. They do have the same aesthetic going on, but they are in fact different graphics, as you see here. I'm sure that at first glance they may look the same, but I kind of wanted to show you side-by-side comparisons so you can see that in fact Volume 1 and Volume 2 are a bit different. I've also done an in-depth review on Volume 1. I'll go ahead and card that up here and I'll link that for you in this video so you can check it out. I'll also leave links in the description so that way you can navigate to the product page so you can check out these books on your end. I do have multiple formats for the Tattoo Journal Workbook series. This is the hardcover right here, and then they also come in paperback version as well, as you can see. This is the hardcover version for the Tattoo Journal Volume 2 Advanced Lining Exercises. Allow me to bring this a little close here so that way I can show you what's going on. These are the graphics close up here. This is the spine of the book. This is the back right here. Allow me to show you some of the exercises that come within the book, and this is great if you want to kind of do your own thing right here, you can as well. Here's the first page of that, and you can see within Volume 2 we're going to be doing a bunch of different exercises. So we're starting with circles right here. You can see we're doing some shapes on these sticker lines. This can be great for practicing sculpting, and kind of allow me to skim through it a little bit quicker here. So you can see these designs right here are a bit intricate. Some are basic, some are more advanced. This right here in Volume 2, the advanced lining exercises, this will allow us to practice dot work as well as our lining, and we can also practice shading within some of these right here. And I will actually demonstrate for you all how I am going to go about practicing those fundamentals here. But you get the idea. There's loads of different lining exercises that we can use to better our abilities here. I designed the Tattoo Journal Workbook series with the idea in mind that we can practice tattooing before we ever actually start tattooing, even on fake skin. So for example, Volume 1 has basic lining exercises, and we can practice those simply with a pencil or a pen. As we start advancing and getting more comfortable with stabilities and different postures, we can then kind of graduate to a tattoo machine and use ballpoint cartridges to complete these practices here and exercises. And that's the idea behind it. That's where this phrase right here comes from, the journal to get before you tattoo. The idea is to practice our postures and stability, and to kind of get comfortable with even being stable and pulling lines with Volume 1, and then to get more advanced with Volume 2 and practice different techniques because we have our lining down from Volume 1. That way when we do go on over to fake skin, we are much more equipped and prepared to tattoo, and the results that we will be achieving at that point will be much more greater than not going through the exercises. Volume 3 is going to be a great addition to the Tattoo Journal Workbook series, as it's going to be focused and tailored to more advanced applications and techniques. Let's get into demonstrating some of these exercises right here within the Tattoo Journal Volume 2 Advanced Lining Exercises. Also notice that I did keep the same faint dotted format so that way we can easily see our work that we're doing. Just like in volume 1, volume 2 does have different objectives, tips, tricks, and short stories on each page to help keep you motivated and inspired throughout your exercises here. So I'm going to practice with these circles right here. I'm going to be using the AI Tinnitus Sketch Steam Tattoo Machine. I'll also link that for you down below. And I'm going to be using the Moss U Ink ballpoint cartridge needle right here, as you see. And this is a pin cartridge. I'm going to be running at 6 volts. I'm going to practice lining these circles. So you can see I'm finding my posture, setting up my positions here, and I'm trying to get as comfortable as I can so that way I could accomplish the best results that I could possibly achieve here. I'm not going for perfection. I'm just trying to get the exercise done to the best of my ability. If I have to taper in and out, so be it. I could practice that along the way. One thing that I want to point out is that you can do this with a ballpoint cartridge should you choose to do so. You can do this with a pencil and or a pen. You don't have to do this with a tattoo machine if you don't want to. Getting a little wobbly there. So you can see though that I'm having to actively think and make choices while I'm applying this circle here. So I'm going to repeat that process with the outer circle right here. On this one, I went this way, which naturally felt comfortable to me. I want to try the opposite direction going left, and I want to see how that feels. So a couple of things that are actually quite a few things are going through my mind, but some of the first apparent things that I think when I'm pulling lines is I'm focused on my pressure. I don't want to be driving into the paper. Just like human skin, we don't want to be driving needles into the skin. So I'm trying to use just the very tip of the ballpoint cartridge pin right here, just enough so where it deposits the ink and I can kind of move on without making any heavy indentions on the paper. That's one first thing that I think when I'm practicing these exercises here. Another thing that I'm focused on is my posture and my positioning. Am I holding my hands correct? Do I have a nice little stretch here? I have a 1, 2, 3 point stretch. Granted, I'm not stretching paper, but I am practicing the posture. So those are some apparent things that do come to mind when I'm practicing with the Tattoo Journal Workbook series. And you can see I could even taper into each one if I want to kind of build the circle. That's another little technique that I can practice, but naturally I'm not more comfortable tapering in and out. I'm more comfortable pulling fluid motion lines, so I'm going to focus on that area. It's going to be a little bit hard to make that way, so I'm going to try and bring it back in the opposite direction. I want to point out that these circles are nowhere near perfect, and I am 110% okay with that. That is the exact point of the Tattoo Journal workbook series, is so that way we can make these mistakes and see them from a bird's eye view, which will then allow us to go ahead and come up with different approaches and plans, so that way we can better our lining. What's cool about these lining exercises is that as we work our way to the outer edge of the circles here, the circles do get larger, which is going to impact the overall way that we apply the tattoo. Sometimes we may not be able to do one full pass as we did on the smaller circle, and then we're going to have to adapt. So that's another good thing that we can learn from the Tattoo Journal workbook series, is adaptability. I feel like this is a cool exercise for us to practice some dot work. Allow me to explain. So I feel that dot work would look cool right here, kind of separating these little petals here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line right here. And do the same thing with this one. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish a little boundary where I don't want to go past, and I'm going to fill it with dot work. So this can be great for artistic choice making. This is great for dot work practice, and to get more comfortable with these sort of techniques. So if we're not doing dot work, then this could be great for getting more comfortable with dot work and even shading. I kind of want this area right here where the line's at to be a bit more darker, so that way the line's not so defined, and that's just my artistic preference. What I want to do is add a little bit of shading in here as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat this process with all of these petals around. Now if you don't want to line the way I did there, you don't have to. You can go ahead and just simply go straight to the dot work, and you could repeat that all the way throughout. If you didn't want to use any lines at all, you don't have to. That's going to be your artistic choice to make. You kind of just have to pay attention more to details, so that way we avoid any unwanted mistakes that we wouldn't want to make. So what I'm doing is I'm just laying down the dot work as I see fit, trying to get smooth results here. And then now I'm doing a little bit of shading as well. So I'm now able to practice a little bit of cross hatching as well. And then I basically work this design until all of these are done right here. And I want to match the neighboring areas right here all to the same tone. So that's another practice on its own. I do feel like this is also a great chance to practice my artistic choice making. So for example, I can always do a little dot work right here and implement my own little touch to this design right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just marking my boundaries, establishing the areas where I won't go past. And then what I'm going to do is fill everything in. So, and then from here I can choose to have darker areas in some areas if I want. I can even add a little bit of stippling from these areas on in. You get the idea? And these are all just my own artistic choices that I'm practicing. I want to see the results. I want to test what type of results I get if I do this sort of approach, this technique. I feel like this is a great chance to practice this as opposed to practicing this on human skin. And then when we hit fake skin, we would already have these techniques, and then we can kind of perfect them on fake skin, so to speak. here is the design that I just completed, and you can see that I did use light lining. I used Dotwork and some stipple shading to accomplish this tattoo. I also threw my own little twist right here in the middle by adding this section as well. And that is another good thing about the tattoo journal workbook series, is that along the way it's really going to allow us to make different artistic choices. By the time we're done with them, we would have made a lot of different artistic choices along the way, that by the end of them we will feel a lot more comfortable making artistic choices when we're tattooing. The idea is I'm not going for perfection exact. What I'm doing is I'm trying different fundamentals and I'm trying different elements and I'm mixing and matching and I'm seeing what results I can get. With the other exercises here, I can go ahead and try different things. I can just use dot work all the way if I want and no stipple shading. One I can use only stipple shading. One I can do lining. You get the idea. So there's many ways that we can go about approaching specific exercises, and keep in mind this is just one exercise. Let's get into another. What I also think is cool about the Tattoo Journal Volume 2 is that on these areas right here, there are going to be some designs with thicker lines, and these can be great for sculpting. And what that means is, instead of doing just one pass line, what I can do is line the outer edge over here. So here as best as I can. And then I'm going to start filling all of this in. And this is going to be a boulder line. So it's great for getting comfortable with working in an area and sculpting up an area as well, as opposed to doing one pass lines. And the idea would be to do this all the way around and to get more familiar and to see what I don't like with sculpting and what I do, to find a more practical approach that best fits my artistic needs here, or my artistic abilities. Now, of course, I'm going to practice the one pass lines along the way, but I also feel that it's cool because when we start navigating over to tattooing, if we're going to be using smaller needle configurations, such as, let's say, a 3-round liner or a 5-round liner, knowing how to sculpt and, use the very, very tip of the needle to accomplish boulder lines is a cool way to go. That's one way that we can go about accomplishing boulder lines, and that's just something extra that we can dabble in before we actually start tattooing with the Tattoo Journal Workbook series. I know that this is not by any means perfect, however, I'm not going for perfection. I'm just simply going through the motions and the exercises here and practicing, and that is the idea, and that is what the tattoo journal is for. It's not to be perfect every step of the way, but it's more so to kind of practice and exercise and figure out how we can be better along the way. You can see I'm trying different methods, different holding styles, different ways to implement these lines. I'm starting from different areas. So I could find a lot more stability with this sort of holding posture as opposed to the first one that I was doing, which was something like this. I like bracing with my finger, and this is just one of the many things that we can learn along the way for us. I do feel like the Tattoo Journal workbook series is also great to establish a sense of adaptability. Since we are using paper and not even fake skin, we have to learn how to adapt and use the right amount of pressure to not break through the paper here. And I feel that that sense of learning to adapt is going to carry over and translate well when it comes down to tattooing. And you can also kind of flip through the book if you want to figure out what exercises you want to practice first. You don't have to necessarily go in order. You can skip around wherever you'd like, should you choose to do so. You can do like one exercise on this page, skip to another page, and do another exercise. I kind of do that every day. It's going to be up to you. This is actually quite relaxing as well. Oh. Within the Tattoo Journal Volume 2, there is advanced exercises that are like this. This one requires attention to detail, so we really have to be paying attention to the lines that we're pulling, so that way we make sure we get the design clean as we can, or as clean as we can. So we have to be paying attention to detail because we can cross any line at any moment and then kind of ruin the design there. The Tattoo Journal Workbook series has a lot of benefits, and I feel that it is great for a number of different things. It's great to practice on the go anytime, anywhere. It's easy to set up. All we have to do is put a ballpoint cartridge in if we're going to be using a tattoo machine and get to practicing. You get the idea. Not only that, it's great for lining development. It's also great for developing a sense of holding style along the way, and it's also great to develop a sense of posture as well. It's also great for artistic choice making development. Not only that, it's also great for line sculpting development. As you saw, I was shading, so it's great for shading development. It's great for dot work development. It's also great for developing a sense of discipline. So discipline development is also another thing that I feel this is great for. I also feel that it's great to learn entry-level fundamentals as well. That right there is the Tattoo Journal Volume 2 for you all. If you have any questions, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. These advanced lining exercises and any lining exercises from the Tattoo Journal series are great and fundamental to give us an entry-level understanding as to what it's going to be like when we're actually tattooing on fake skin. We are going to need that certain level of stability. We are going to need to have some sort of familiarity with posture and holding style of a tattoo machine, and all of those things in between. We can gain some sort of entry-level understanding as to what it's going to be like on fake skin and human skin. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as this YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I would truly appreciate the support over there as well. I will leave links for you in the description below so you can check out the Tattoo Journal Volume 2 on your end. If you enjoy my channel and find my content helpful, consider becoming a Patreon or sending over a super thanks, as I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. You have a great day.